I had an epiphany the other day, and this is why I think we're all, this is a great group. I've been in thousands of houses, sat with probably thousands of people. Um, and the other day I realized a major difference, and I'm seeing anecdotally in people that have success and people that don't, or people that are, in harder times. Because we go on distressed appointments and obviously and we list very expensive houses. And I noticed the difference in the people I sit with that are uh, in harder times tend to speak much more than they listen. And the reverse is true when I'm sitting with people that are at a higher level, that are in have a lot of success. They tend to listen a whole lot more than they speak, and that is something we all need to be attuned to. Is what can I do in whatever moment to get something out of this conversation, this thing, and not spend time trying to project, trying to make sure people understand. Because everything I'm getting when I'm sitting with those people and they're talking to me and they're going, and I say one word and then they go and they go and they go, is that they're just trying to paint a picture.
The victim story.
Yeah, a victim story, or what was, or how smart I am, and they're just like they're spending all this time trying to not be a person that they're standing in versus listening to how they can get out, how do they get to the next place, how do they create the next thing. And that's the thing keeping them from getting where they want to go and having a better life and doing the next thing, is they don't want people to believe that they're the person that's standing there. So they're every time they say, okay, but and they'll just go, and I don't get to share the things that I know that can help their life. And and I have a process in which I get to do that. Um, but it's difficult. And the lesson is, what can we do, and where do we do that? Or where do we, I paid $250 today to sit with someone to teach me about AI and AI in business. And honestly, I learned very little, but I spent an hour not going, I said maybe three sentences, but I go, where can I extract value out of this? Where can I hear something that I don't know that I can pull out? And I had to actively do it, other than like just judging or deciding I was smarter than this
But
person.
you probably could have taught that, whatever meeting you were in. You're probably way more advanced.
Uh, but I did get a couple things out of it
That's good.
because I didn't tune out or like try to dominate the conversation. I'm there to listen and hear. Um, and I get that. And what I hear sometimes with people is like when I'm telling people how I say something and what I say, the number one thing I get is, I did that. I said that. Instead of them saying, what could I actually learn from what Pete just said, a lot of times it feels like they want me to know that they know their stuff and they said the exact same thing. A lot of times it's not the exact same thing, because it's not always, we always come from the same logical answer. But perhaps I've learned a process to make it land. And sometimes it's tonality, sometimes it's the series of words I choose for a certain reason. Um, and sometimes maybe I'm full of it, right? But coming, the most important thing we can do is tune in and ask deeper questions about, okay, he says it that way. I say the same logic. Where's the difference and where can I benefit from it? Right. Uh, so I would start like when you're ever in something, make sure you're ask yourself, am I listening? Am I actively listening or am I waiting for my moment to speak? Am I waiting for the moment to show them something
Mm.
versus hearing and digesting what's in front of you?